Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Brief. 3,865 people have now been diagnosed with the coronavirus in the state of Israel, with 66 now in serious condition and 82 moderately ill. Luckily, the vast majority have minor symptoms, and another 89 people have fully recovered from the virus. 12 people have now passed away from COVID-19 in Israel, and on Saturday, an 82-year-old Israeli tourist died in an Italian hospital after contracting the virus. Now, as the death toll rises, the Israeli Prime Minister is now warning that Israel could go into full lockdown on Monday if there isn't a decrease in confirmed cases by then.
שבוע טוב לכם, אזרחי ישראל היקרים. אנחנו מתחילים עוד שבוע במלחמה המשותפת שלנו נגד הקורונה. אנחנו בדרך לממשלת אחדות, לאחד כוחות למענכם, למען המדינה שלנו. אני רואה הפנמה די רחבה, אבל זה עדיין לא מספיק. שמרו על עצמכם, שמרו על ההנחיות. אנחנו נצטרך הידוק נוסף, אבל אנחנו יכולים לנצח את זה. ביחד ננצח את הקורונה.
Netanyahu has held a series of discussions with top ministers over the weekend to mull additional movement restrictions in the meantime, as well as the health ministry fears that the upcoming Jewish holiday of Passover could lead to a boon in infections. Since Wednesday at 5 p.m., Israelis have been ordered to remain inside their homes unless they have something essential to do, like buying food or seeking medical services, or taking a short walk that is no more than 100 meters from home. And the police have already begun enforcing the regulations and have handed out over 1,300 tickets and fines, upwards of 500 shekels apiece, or about $140. Even imprisonment has been threatened.
In general, the public are mostly understanding to what is going on. They understand the seriousness. We've seen over 2,000 people that have become infected by the virus. We know the virus is here, it's around.
Finally, the government's newest potential directives could now restrict people to within 2 to 3 kilometers of their homes in general to buy groceries and supplies, and instruct supermarkets to allocate 2 hours a day for senior shoppers only. As businesses reel and more Israelis lose their jobs following Israel's strict coronavirus regulations, government officials are now reportedly close to putting together an 80 billion shekel aid package to help the Israeli economy. The $22.5 billion package is aimed at helping businesses that are struggling under the coronavirus crisis, and the details are still being hammered out, but according to reports, the deal will include $1.4 billion to help small businesses and $1.7 billion to help large businesses. It will also include a fund for leveraged loans to help businesses that have already taken on lots of debt as the economy struggles. Right now, over 750,000 Israelis have filed for unemployment, meaning that over 20% of the workforce is out of labor in March alone. And it's predicted that if the current economic shutdown continues until the end of April, it will cost the Israeli economy around $14 billion, or 3.5% of the GDP. Now, with the coronavirus increasingly threatening the desperately under-resourced Gaza Strip, the long ongoing riots along the border with Israel seem to have been thrown to the wayside. It's nearly the 2-year anniversary of the so-called March of Return riots, but with at least 9 coronavirus patients now confirmed in Gaza, the Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad terror organizations, which have been organizing these weekly anti-Israel clashes, are debating whether or not to downscale or outright cancel them altogether. Also, Hamas is allegedly considering a total lockdown and curfew, similar to that of the Palestinian Authority in Judea and Samaria or the West Bank. The one thing that is for sure is that Palestinian physicians, EMTs, and health workers are shifting focus from the riots to the virus, and for very good reason.
Measures have been put in place, but Gaza is a very challenging environment. It's a very crowded environment. The social determinants for health are not really good here. So there is a number of people who are at risk through the poor living conditions, and there is shortages everywhere in medications, in electricity, in supplies.
This doesn't mean that Hamas and other Palestinian terror groups are giving up the violence, though. In fact, in spite of the growing crisis, terrorists still fired a rocket into southern Israel on Friday, resulting in IDF retaliation. Israeli tanks and fighter jets have reportedly attacked 3 sites belonging to the Hamas terror group. That's all for now, but for more news from Israel, remember to like ILTV on Facebook and on Instagram, and to subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.